Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Over there is Dabby Cab, as he usually is on Saturdays. No nonsense today. I've been getting my ass kicked this entire week. So let's get right into it, Dabby. I'm sick, I'm nasally, and I'm ready to attack here. Dabby, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm liking your hair. It's looking good.
Thanks. I did not get a haircut, so I appreciate it.
Did you tough it out on purpose out of the front so it looked like some pubes?
No, but it is there, though. The pubes are there, and they are proud to be there, Dabby Cab. Let's get into this card, goddammit. Old Pubes Bouquet, my name. Don't wear it out. I haven't made any bets today. I wanted to talk everything out. I got my ass kicked again yesterday. We're down to 8 units up on the year. It's very frustrating. It's been a shit week, and now we're going to get after this card. I'm excited. We've done well on Saturdays together, Dabby Cab. So let's do it. Gausman versus Simeon Woods Richardson, Toronto Blue Jays, Minnesota Twins starts us off as always. We'll touch on the market. We'll touch on these pitchers, both coming off of good starts. Simeon Woods Richardson, 6 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs there, 8 Ks, 1 walk against the Seattle Mariners. Gausman, 5 1/3, 3 hits, shutout against the Washington Nationals there. Now, very interestingly enough, this line opened up at minus 158, now down to minus 142, minus 149, and minus 140 at BetOnline, Bovada, and Bookmaker there. Very interesting. Moneyline market in this game, 68% of the bets and 59% of the money. That's actually the total. That's on the over, so we'll get to that there in a second. But on the money line here, only 27% of the bets on the Twins, but 68% of the money on them as well. So seemingly sharp bets, moving the line towards the Twins there. Very interesting. Totals-wise, like I just mentioned, 68% of the bets and 59% of the money on the over in this game. And this total opened up at a 7.5, minus 120. And it's 7.5, minus 115 now. So not much movement there. Dabby Cab, your thoughts on Minnesota Twins, Toronto Blue Jays?
Twins are just not a team that I want to get in front of right now. I don't know really what to expect out of Richardson. 1-0 with the 1.86 ERA. So obviously he did outstanding in his one time that he pitched. Opponents had a 250 batting average off of him in his 2 road starts there. So, he's getting hit a little bit. That's not like something that's like outstanding. It's good. I don't know, man. This is a tough game for me right here. I'd stay away from the total and I'd stay away from a side. I've got plenty of bets today, but this one right here is this one. I think it could be a sneaky over. I think we could get the runs here in this one. I considered taking the Blue Jays team total just because Richardson's still not proven enough to me. But I'm going to stay off this one. Blue Jays lineup sucks, so I'm going to stay off this game. But shout out to you guys in the chat, man. Rocco Rogers, Ricky Bobby. My guy Dick rolling in. Shout out Richard in there. Steve G.
Oh, Dick's in here?
Yeah, he said something about pubes. I don't know. Do you spell pub and pubes the same way?
No, he said, I think you're supposed to spell it with a P, but I don't fucking know. I can't spell.
He can't spell either. I know that. So
pubs in a ponytail. Yeah, it's nice to see everyone in the chat. Troy, Tori, Justin McElvey dropped his stacks play of the day on the Dodgers game, the over there. I mean, yeah, I'd lean under in this game, but yeah, I don't want to bet in this game as well. So Markel was going to bet the first 5 under, but he's not going to move on it now. Thanks to you, Cap. So maybe, perhaps, good for you there.
One of the things is man, sometimes you think like, sooner or later these guys got to start hitting with runners in scoring position, right? Because as bad as these teams are at the plate, that's what their detriment has been. The Twins are 24th with runners in scoring position, and the Blue Jays are last in the majors with runners in scoring position. So it's just like, I don't know, man. If I'm leaning over and I see something like that, no thank you.
Okay. No action for me. Nice to see you, Barry Smith, here as well. He's going to the batting range. He's coming for your ass, Abby. Watch out.
Dude, I'm ready. Let's go.
Arizona Diamondbacks, Baltimore Orioles, Ryan Nelson, who just I was gonna say he got crushed, but 5 innings, 4 runs isn't that bad. Against John Means, who comes off the IL and just throws a gem. It was pretty surprising to me. 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, and a 2-1 victory against the Cincinnati Reds there. I think I've come to notice that just the market moves don't matter with the Orioles. I obviously was on the Arizona Diamondbacks yesterday. It was probably my most annoying of the bets. I was just furious the whole day yesterday. But it was just I just don't believe that the market indicates anything with the Orioles. They're just a good team. I'm not going to back them here, obviously, because of their high lines. But if you're betting -1-0, wouldn't hate one for the Orioles. Market in this game, let's talk about it. Money line first, 90% of the bets and 95% of the money on the Baltimore Orioles here. And we haven't had much movement. Opened up at -167, -166 bet online, -178, -170. Actually, now at Bovada, opened up at
This is driving me
-178
crazy.
there.
Why has the
What's
graphic
up?
not changed, even though you've changed it?
I don't know. Maybe it's your computer. I don't know. Give it a refresh.
What do you mean give it a refresh? It says Twins and Blue Jays at the bottom of my screen.
You did refresh your browser is what I mean.
Is it going to kick me out of the StreamYard?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just come back in for a second. We'll be okay. But
all right.
But John Means, I was shocked to see him pitch well. And I just don't want to back him here, really. I don't trust him to have back-to-back good starts. Totals-wise, let's talk about this here as well. We are seeing 55% of the bets and 67% of the money on the over in this game. Dabby Cab, welcome back. It opened up at an 8.5 juice to the under. Now we're seeing an 8.5 juice to the over, -125 there, and some nines starting to pop up here as well. Arizona allegedly the best hitting team against lefties. They didn't do shit against Cole Irvin yesterday, so I'd probably say that this could be an over game for sure, just based off the Orioles' ability to hit Ryan Nelson, which I think is going to be pretty easy for them. And then again, if the Arizona Diamondbacks can contribute, that'd be great. So I like the over in this game. I don't know if I'm going to move on it. What do you think here?
Orioles have been great here at home. They've won their last 3 series. Obviously, they're doing great offensively. They're putting up, plenty of runs per game here, over 5 runs per game. And you said it, Nelson's, he's not been the best on the mound, giving up 13 runs, 3 runs would be great. Giving up 13 runs in his 5 starts here. If I had more faith in Means, I'd be on the Orioles here. The Orioles are one of those teams that it's like, I hate seeing the Earl brother post his shit where he's like, oh, I've been betting him every day, because I feel like an asshole for, not getting on that earlier. Because I knew it too. I knew the Orioles were going to be a great bet this year. And I feel like I'm chasing. Yeah. Even though it's like every game is its own thing and I should cap it itself. It's like every time the Orioles cash, I'm like, oh, well, I can't bet them now because I should have already been on them. Orioles, man. So take the Orioles here, or I'd stay off the game.
And shout out to, I believe it was Nick Earl that's doing it. Again, obviously we get them confused for obvious reasons. But we did it last year. He picked up from the beginning of the season. I like how he's kept his record. And if you look at his record, I don't have it in front of me, but his run line record is so much better than the money line record too.
I want to say it's like 13 units or something like that. What's the other one? It's Nick and what? Nick and what?
Tim.
Okay, that's right.
Tim, yes. You had me scared there for a second. Well, you didn't
remember at first?
Yeah, I went mind blank there for a second, but I remembered. Pat on my back. All right, Gabby. Let's get to the main event today. Everyone wants to talk about it. Libby Dunn is going to a baseball game, everyone.
Bro.
I repeat, Libby Dunn will be in attendance. We are all okay.
Bro, I tried capping this motherfucker because, I know who he is. I guess I just didn't realize he was fucking dating her. I tried capping this fucking shit this morning, and I swear to God, it ended up with me just looking at pictures of her.
Yes, they are dating. They're an LSU power couple, and as the kids say, baby Gronk rizzed up Libby Dunn. So I don't know. Yeah, but Jake Burns is asking the right question. Anybody taking Libby Dunn versus the Cubs today? He thinks he's got to take the Cubs here. I could see that. I could see that. And by the way, it's Tim. Thank you, Crystal. He's Tim betting the Orioles every day. All right, now Paul Skenes. Let's lock in here. I was thinking about it, and reading Twitter, listening to podcasts, and we're saying he is the most hyped pitching prospect debut since Steven Strasburg. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And Dabby, you sent me this line last night, and it was a minus 115 for the Cubs, correct?
Yes.
And it's already moved down. So I was like, you know what? That makes sense. I think everyone's gonna want to try to bet Paul Skenes on this first day coming up here, et cetera, et cetera. So I kind of expected the Pirates to be a public spot. Now I haven't looked at the markets yet, but we'll talk about them. I was pretty surprised yesterday to see the Cubs as an underdog. They win pretty handily. I should have bet the Cubs. Of course, that under was toast from the minute I bet it as well. It pissed me off too. But I was again surprised that it was only minus 115 last night. And I think you already bet what you bet, which you told me you were going to bet last night. I was surprised that number was really low too.
I have not bet it yet. I was going to look at it right here, right now. So.
Okay, well, Dabby's Cab told me last night is a team total 3.5 for the Cubs here. Now we're seeing a 6.5 total in this game here. We had a 7 last night. The fucking Cubs scored 8, I believe, by themselves. And by the way, guys, the line it just keeps on moving towards Paul Skenes here. This is just really surprising. Now we're seeing minus 105 each way. So 10 cents. Market in this game. Wow. 52% of the bets and 87% of the money on the Chicago Cubs. So, it's about an even ticket splits, bigger bets on the Cubs, and yet just saying, go ahead, keep betting on the Cubs. We'll make it easier for you to bet the Cubs. Now, obviously, the concerning part of this cap is, there's 48% of the bets still tickets on the Pirates here. So it feels like small bettors are betting the Pirates. And, it's Paul Skenes, yay! But that's really interesting. Now let's talk about the total because that 6.5 is very interesting. Obviously, a 7 it was, and 6. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. 79% of the bets and 68% of the money is on the over, and we've gone down from that 7 at Bet Online. Went from a 7 minus 115, and now 6.5 juiced to the over here. Everywhere else is showing 7s, but they're juiced to the under here. Very interesting indeed. And we talked about Skenes, and everyone kind of knows what his minor league numbers are. They're all ridiculous. He throws like 4 innings max, which is kind of weird. Dabby, I'm sure you have opinions on the Pirates just babying him and not letting him throw more than – I don't think he's thrown more than – he hasn't thrown more than 6 innings this year.
I mean, what do you do? Everybody who throws the ball hard goes on the fucking 17-year DL from nowadays, bro. If you throw a baseball hard, you don't play. You get 2 starts and then you're out for the rest of the year and then the next year.
Yeah, and by the way, I did misspell Skenes, but we're not going to talk about that.
What'd you just say?
I misspelled Skenes, but we're not going to talk about that. It's just like how I love misspelling Hancock. Apparently,
shout out Ski.
I'm not a good speller. Yes, shout out Skenes. So we're kind of beating around the bush here, and we've talked about Paul here. He's pitched well. Everyone knows that. He's very good. But Justin Steele, before hamstring injury, was like a top 5, Cy Young candidate kind of guy this year. Coming off a great year, pitched well in his return from the hamstring. 4 2/3, 3 hits, no earned runs. I mean, I want to bet the Cubs here, but the market moving towards the Pirates does have me worried here. I'd love to hear everyone's opinions in the chat. My guy Troy, obviously, let me know what you think if you're in here. Dabby, what are your thoughts on Paul Skenes Day? Unfortunately, I cannot hear you.
Man, fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. I'm super interested in this game. All right. Obviously, because it's his first start, but the way you guys can let us know, drop a 1 if you like the Cubs, drop a 2 if you like the Pirates. I want to see what everybody in the chat thinks, like Jose just said. And do us a favor, get out there and share the video. I just went and reposted. It's not tweet anymore. Reposted Pub Sports Radio. If you guys can do it, that'll help us. We got just over 115 people on YouTube, 160 something between YouTube and X. But let's run this up. I say it all the time. I'll do the $25 giveaway. We get up to 200 here on this Saturday. So we'll run the horses at the end of the show. You guys just got to share the video. Now, back to this game. If I do not bet the Cubs, you guys do have an official waffle today, which I hate to admit. And every time that I do waffle, it's the market that keeps me off the damn game because there's 99% of the money on one side. And I say, you know what? I won't bet it. I won't go against the market. And then it ends up cashing. You don't back somebody on their first start in the majors. I don't give a shit how good they are. Even if he could throw a perfect game today. And I will not change my tune about you don't back somebody in their first start in the majors, especially not at a line like this. It's just it's outrageous. I'm not saying he's going to be bad. I think he's one of the most electric pitchers coming up in baseball right now, if not the most electric pitcher coming up in baseball. It's going to be exciting. But the majors is a different level of competition. That's all I'm going to say. He's only going for 4 innings also. After you get through those 3 or 4 innings of him, you got the Pirates bullpen. How good do you think the Pirates bullpen is? Not good, right?
Not very.
Not very good. We're looking at a 3.5 for the Cubs on somebody with their first start in the majors and a bullpen who's only going to go 4 innings and a bullpen that sucks. This 3.5 is just screaming at me to bet.
So your alleged waffle would be the team total and not the Cubs money line, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just for record keeping purposes, we'll see. We'll see if Gabby Cab does make that bet. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I like the Cubs here today, but the market feels like it's saying that Skenes is going to pitch well. By the way, weather in this game, because again, it's a low total, so I thought maybe the wind's blowing in. Not really. It's cloudy. There's light rain in the forecast according to Swish, but I say frequently I don't really trust their precipitation. So again, Pittsburgh area cappers, let us know. I think Justin, you're in that area, so let me know. 11 mile-an-hour winds blowing from first base to third base there. So it's kind of blowing out too, among all this other stuff. So I'll say that I like the Cubs here, and I'll have it written down sometime very soon. We'll decide if we bet it or not. So shout out to everyone in the chat for putting the 1s and the 2s here.
Yeah, I was about to say that was so split, man. We didn't get a consensus on that. It was about 50-50 on each side. I'll tell you what, man, there hasn't been a pitcher coming up that's had this much hype around him in a while. You don't get, I mean, you get hype if you're a fan of a team or within an organization, but you don't hear about, a Pirates pitcher unless you're focused on the Pirates. Like, this guy has a lot of hype. The most hype I think a starter's had around them in a while.
Yes, in Strasburg. Probably. Oh, well, and he could probably thank Livy Dunn as well for that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on here. Yeah, none of us will. And again, Livy Dunn will be in attendance today, guys. So have your screens tuned because our Lord and Savior Livy Dunn will be there. It is so fucking annoying how much they've posted Livy Dunn on MLB social media. Jesus, they're trying. Cut out. All right. Cubs money line written down for me. Let's move on in our game here. And I did look at our first 5 team under, by the way. And that line opened at 3.5 minus 110 has kind of stayed there. So just a heads up there. All right, let's go to Nationals, Red Sox. One of the few bets I won yesterday was the under. Unsurprisingly, again, we will keep saying this. Do not look at the numbers. The Red Sox fucking suck at hitting lefties. Fucking horrible. They got diced up by Patrick Corbin last night, unsurprisingly. And by the way, Justin, where are you in vacation? In Virginia. Obviously, I grew up in Virginia, so shout out to you. It is so annoying just watching the Red Sox lose that game, and shout out to Ron Crawford as well, whose spreadsheet play of the day was the Nationals. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I love Nasty Nate saying Red Sox smash, but why can't the Nationals win again here? Now, the market is definitely moving towards the Red Sox. We'll touch on that early in this one. We have 84% of the bets and 61% of the money on Los Red Sox here. I had a 145 opener at Bet Online, now up to 152. And we also have minus 157 at Bet Online on 159 opener. So not really much movement there. But yeah, I mean, this is a national spot for me here. I just Jake Urban's been one of my guys this year. I love Cooper Criswell to death. He's been a great pitcher this year, back to back. And I don't have all of his starts written down, but he's had a nice little run of starts here. 4 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs in the last two. I like the Nationals here. I just don't know if I'm going to move on them. Market in the total real quick before I pass it along to you, Dabby. 46% of the bets and 58% of the money on the over in this game. This opened up at 8.5, and it is basically not moved juice wise either. So, anything for you here, Dabby?
Man, Barry and me, and shout out Barry. I love how he was riding you last year, and now that you're doing decent, he's giving you your kudos. I like our guy Barry in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to Barry. Yeah, no, we've come a long way. He did call me a bum to begin the show, but that's just how Barry shows affection too. So Barry's my guy. Now, when I become
pubes coming out of your head, I mean, you're kind of a bum.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah, and if you've seen my record in the last week, you definitely called me a bum. So I need guys like Barry Smith on my ass.
Regardless of what you think, because I know some people are some sour little bitches and they sit out there and they don't want other people to win. I not only want you to win, I need you to win. You are a part of Pub Sports Radio. I am a part of Pub Sports Radio. So stop crying about it. You're still up more than 90% of cappers that are capping baseball on a daily basis. Shut up and win your bets today. How about that? You like that?
Would be nice. That would be nice. I
believe in you. I believe in you. Now, what I'm going to say is, Barry, I think you're right. Under. The Red Sox, they've been terrible the last couple of weeks. They've lost 6.
I thought you were about to say, Barry, I think you're right. He's a fucking bum.
See, that's that attitude I'm talking about, man. Positivity today, Jose. Man. Anyways, Red Sox have put up like 1 run per game in their last 7 games, like dead ass. Like they are hitting so bad in this losing streak. So the only way I would bet this would probably be with my guy Justin. I'd take the Nationals in the first 5.
Yeah, I like that bet. Shut the nut flush out. Nice to see you. Nanya's on a betting hiatus and he still has us on. So it's nice to see you in the chat, Nanya, my guy.
Oh, yeah, Nanya.
Yeah, Nanya, I love that you still put on the show. So it's nice to see you hang out with us, even if you're not betting. Mitch Morber, by the way, Mitch, throw your bets in the chat and I will fade you because he's the coldest capper alive as well, apparently, too. So, or Markel, who knows? Maybe this is how we'll get it. We'll get our money back together, guys. And thank you, Barry. Appreciate you. Yeah, I like the Nationals here. I'd take them first 5 or full game. I don't know whether I would take them either way. And I had a fucking fly in front of me, so I was just trying to grab. But I'm off. I'm going to stay off this game right now. I'll have Nationals written down here as well, and we'll come back to it at the end of the program. All right.
I can't.
What's up?
I'm sorry. Barry said love the show, and then he said no. Really, he is a bum. Like it's like that Key and Peele skit wherever he's like, that is the worst example of a great show I've ever seen. Like it's like, what are you talking about?
Hey, we need guys like Barry in the chat. So thank you, Barry. Thank you, Barry. All right, let's go to Max Fried here, who is very confusing to me. Again, we've talked about him. First few starts was almost fucking DFA'd because of how bad he was. Not really. He was just really bad. And then next few, he dominates, and now he's coming off of a 7-inning, 4 hits, 4 earned runs against the Dodgers. A really good lineup still. Now he comes up against the Mets, and we've got Christian Scott on the other side, their top pitching prospect, who is now making his second appearance. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run in his first appearance. Shout out to him. Oh, man, it's funny. I like the under in this game on the face of it. Let's check out the markets. But obviously, taking unders in Braves game. Scary, and I'm sure, Dabby, you're looking at a team total here because this is a low total to start off with. 83% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Atlanta Braves. This line opened up at a minus 154. It is a minus 153 at Bet Online. This line opened up at Bovada at a minus 157. It is a 157 still. So not much movement there. Bookmaker basically has the same thing there. Very interesting. No movement at all, with 83% of the bets and 95% of the money on the Atlanta Braves there. So that's very interesting. Totals wise, 69% of the bets and 65% of the money on the over in this game. And it seems like, Jesus, this opened up at an 8 and it is now 7s across the board. So this total has indeed plummeted.
Do you got
Jesus
the weather?
Christ.
Don't worry about it if not. I'm just curious because it was shitty last night.
The weather in this game, and of course, RotoWire, or excuse me, I'm not using RotoWire. I was using Swish, so there's a little screwy, but I'll pull up RotoWire real quick as well. It's cloudy, apparently. It's allegedly drizzling before the game, but it should be good. 60 degrees, wind blowing out to left field there, 9 to 10 mile an hour winds. Again, but in New York, those winds kind of swirl, so it doesn't matter. And no precipitation really expected according to RotoWire.
Okay.
So it should be good.
Okay.
A little cold.
So I'll do it. I'll take the Atlanta Braves team total at 3.5. They pissed me off yesterday. I had team total over 4, which they pushed. And, I'll always take my money back because I can just go bet it again. But they got 4 runs in one inning, in the 3rd inning. And then they didn't score another run the rest of the game. And I think what pissed me off the most about it is they hit 3 home runs in that inning. How do you hit 3 home runs in 1 inning and then not score another run the rest of the game? Like that blows my mind because obviously the ball was moving just fine. Dropped 3 bombs and one of them went like 479 feet. It was ridiculous. Shout out to Acuna. He took that one right back up the middle. This Atlanta offense is just too dangerous, right? I've said it all year. If you're going to give me this total with them, I'm going to bet it. I know that I'm not going to win it every single time, but I will come out positive on top at the end of the year. You're talking about a lineup that's hitting almost 260, 256 batting average as a team, 325 on base percentage. The only thing the Braves haven't been doing this year is dropping the bombs that they were dropping last year. You like Acuna's only got 2 home runs right now. A few of these guys aren't hitting the ball, out of the park the way they were. That will come. I promise that will come. Braves team total over 3.5. It's minus 130, but I'll take it.
Yeah, and you love fitting young pitchers. Well, this is a pitcher coming off of a really good start, now going into the second start of his career. So it should be very interesting. Very interesting. Professor Chris thinks Max Fried's one of the best pitchers in the league.
He's
probably
definitely
He's
definitely one of the best lefties in the league. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It just, the start of the season, I lost money on him. It was very annoying. Shout out to Nunya, member for 18 months there.
And shout out to Kristen Scott, 1.35 ERA in his one start. He did outstanding, but, the Braves are not the Rays. The Rays can't hit the baseball to save their life right now. Speaking of the Rays, they're right here, but the Braves are not the Rays.
Yeah. I agree there. The Braves are not the Rays, and here are the Rays against the New York Yankees, Nestor Cortez. And again, shout out to Nunya for being a member for 18 months here. Again, shout out to you, Nunya, for getting that membership. Nestor Cortez versus Zach Littell. Zach Littell, probably the best pitcher on the Rays. Another short line for the Yankees. It was short yesterday. I considered taking it, and I didn't. I didn't take the Rays. Thankfully, again, I almost took the under there, and I didn't. It was 2-0, so that was annoying. But Rant saying this is a sneaky over here. It's interesting. Let's talk about it because Nestor's coming off of 6 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs against the Tigers. Tigers can't hit. Rays. The Rays. I don't know what to make the Rays. I think they're the worst team in the AL East, but the Blue Jays are trying to fight for them on that as well. Let's check out their numbers against lefties here in the last few weeks. The Tampa Bay Rays against lefties, actually, not bad. Since the 21st, they're 7th, 110 weighted runs created plus against lefties. Pretty impressive there. Full season, their average, 100 weighted runs created plus, 15th. So, I don't like Nestor Cortez to begin with, but I could easily see him getting touched up here. Shout out to Kelly McInnes for 5 gifted donations, my guy. Shout out to you, Kelly. If you got that donation, or you got that membership, I should say, Shout it out. Shout out to Kelly. Give your props to Kelly if you've got it in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Rays are definitely live here. I think the Rays are live here. Let's talk about the market. Unsurprisingly, 82% of the bets and 97% of the money yet again on the New York Yankees. This line opened up at minus 120. It is now down to minus 113 at Bet Online. Our friends at Bovada have this line at minus 122. It opened up at a minus 130. It's actually minus 119 there. All right. Well, this will be my first official bet of the day. Tampa Bay Rays money line here. I'm not doubling up. My double ups have been fucking horrific in the last week. So for just one standardized unit, plus 103 on Rays full game money line here. Gabby Cab, what do you think about this game?
You know what? I think you might be on the right side here, especially coming from somebody who's such a almost said Red Sox, such a Yankees fan like you. I know they're your favorite team to bet this season. And I tell you what, when you were betting the Yankees early on in the season, you were rolling. So I think it's time to get back to betting the Yankees. Fuck the Red Sox. Start paying attention to the Yankees, betting those games. As much as I just talked shit about the Rays, and I think you might have just said this, they do hit 260 against left-handers. So their average is much better against left-handers here. And Cortez has just seems like he's given up 3 or 4 runs every start. You know, he's had a couple good starts this year. His numbers aren't terrible, but it seems like every start he's given up just a little bit. And outside of that start against Detroit, you know, Littell has been good this whole year. He's held 5 of his opponents to 6 runs. Like total, like five teams to 6 runs total. And he's given up 0 runs in 4 starts, or 1 or 0 runs in 4 of his starts. That's outstanding. Yeah, Rays. I like it. You're on the right side here.
Okay, Ray, Shuts Nasty Nate threatening to hit you with his wrench.
Man, I'll hit you with this fucking dick. What is he even talking about?
I don't know what you did, but whenever
I talk shit about the Red Sox.
Whenever when Nate says that, I always imagine him saying he's going to hit you with his dick as well, because I've heard wrench also be used as dick, and it makes me laugh in my head quietly.
I couldn't think of what to say, so that's what came out. I was like, I'll hit you with this finger, and I was like, nah, finger ain't going to work. I'm going to have to go with dick.
Well, there's no ditties blaring in the chat now, so you're in it now, Dabby. Kelly
I'm more
McInnes,
of a no giddy person, so
that's true. I would go with both. I'm neither of the two here. But shout out to Diddy and to Giddy as well. I hope we never see Josh Giddy play in the playoffs again because he's been doing horribly. Next game on our slate: Philadelphia Phillies, Miami Marlins, and I have Jesus Luzardo going. I don't know if you guys had that as well in the chat. Taijuan Walker starting for Los Phillies here, 6 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs there. Let's check out what our guy, Baby Jesus, has been doing, because I did not have him last night when I was capping, and the books were showing him this morning. So let's see. Coming off of an elbow injury on the IL stint, he had a 1 rehab start, and he dominated 5 2/3, 1 hit, 6 Ks, 1 walk. That was in single A, though. So make that note. To do with that what you will. Against the Phillies here, it seems pretty cheap for the Phillies. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know if I want to back them here. Let's talk about the money line markets. 78% of the bets and 94% of the money on the Phillies. Kind of unsurprisingly there. Super public. We see this line open up at minus 130. It's gone up minus 134. Bovada opened this up at a minus 130 as well, and it's now minus 136. So the movement's coming, but not enough to get me on this money line side. Marketing this one for the total, 84% of the bets and 89% of the money on the over in this game, and we're seeing 7.5. Not much movement there either. What do you think about this game, Daddy?
You were considering the Marlins here? Is that what you said?
No, I wasn't. I was considering the Phillies because they're so cheap, but no thanks. I mean, I'm good on either side.
No, we look at that and it's like, oh, is it a trap? Is it a trap? I mean, it's still the Marlins. They suck, and the Phillies have won 12 of their last 14 games. While you look at the other side, the Marlins, they've lost 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. I think Miami caught a few people off guard last season, but they're not a good baseball team. They played just above their means last year. And they're injured right now. They got a lot of injuries. This is just too low of a price for me. I'll take the Phillies here. I'm going to see what their team total is before I jump on the side real quick. If I can get 3.5 on their team total, that's what I'm going to bet.
I think you probably get a 4 would be my guess, but I don't know. Coin, today's MLB card is pretty difficult. But, we're going to keep trucking along. We'll see what bets we have at the end of the program. Very interesting. And Justin just moved on the potential waffle Cubs team total and Diamondbacks team total as well here. Shuts you there, Justin.
I'll take it. It's at 4 at even money. I'll move on that and throw 250 on it.
Oh yeah, and Justin, I didn't even see where you were vacationing in Virginia. Let me know. I'm interested. Now, don't dox your vacation though, I guess. Let's move on, Dabby. He likes a team total there. Let's go to a good game.
I just bet it.
Astros, which team total? Not the waffle.
The Phillies over 4. I just bet it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we need to make sure that that's a waffle or not. Astros Tigers, great pitching matchup. A pitching matchup that has given so much respect to Tariq Skubal here that he is a favorite against the Houston Astros, the big bad Astros. I was kind of surprised to see him at -130 here, Dabby. I don't know about you. But let's talk about the market because I want to talk about where this opened. This opened up at -120 for Mr. Tariq Skubal here. And he has climbed all the way up to -140 now. At Bet Online, same thing here. Open up at -134. Bovada now 145. Huge movement to the Detroit Tigers here. 73% of the bets, only 56% of the money on them. So bigger bets on the Astros. That would kind of make sense to me. Totals wise in this, it is a pretty 50-50 ticket split, 51%, 52% of the money on the over. And we haven't seen much of a movement. This did open up at a juiced under 7.5, -125, and now we're seeing it -112 to the under. So that's kind of interesting. Seems like this might be an over kind of game, but the Tigers getting a lot of love here, and it seems like the Tigers are the play. Now, obviously, I'm not going to bet it's super juiced now, but that line movement towards them is very interesting. And seeing Skubal favored here against them, it kind of feels like it's a sign. I think he shoves here today. What do you think?
Yeah, as bad as the Astros have been, I've said it all along. They've still been hitting the ball. This season against lefties, they've got a 266 batting average. But sometimes when we look at things like that, Skubal's just a different level than most lefties. So I don't think that's going to translate directly into them hitting him. He does have 2 starts against the Astros. He's got a 2.08 ERA in those starts. He was able to get 18 strikeouts in those 2 starts also. So anybody looking at strikeouts props in 2 games against the Astros, Skubal has 18 strikeouts. So he's definitely racking those up. There you go. There it is. I knew it'd drop in the chat somewhere. Speaking of, shout out to you guys in the chat. Steve G said waffle smashing Dabby's real record. It's because they kept it from basketball, though. It's funny because when I was, I'm hitting over 60% in college basketball, it didn't bother me. But right now, when I'm struggling a little bit in baseball, I'm right around even on the season. Actually, I'm up like almost a unit, but still, that's nothing. That sucks. And when you're struggling hitting those bets, it really fucks with your head. But when you're winning, it don't really bother me that much. Anyways, I think you look towards the Tigers here. Astros fucked me yesterday. I had Astros first 5, and they just bent me over and gave it to me, man. Right now, they're a team that I want to stay away from because I read that game correctly and then still took an L on it. So I'd take the Tigers here or I'd pass.
Yeah, I think the Astros suck balls. So I'm off. The line's too juice for the Tigers for me. But if you guys wanted like a friends and family kind of parlay, I think one of my options I'd probably lean towards would be the Tigers money line here, but no action for me there. Let's move on. Kind of a bum fight. Cleveland Guardians versus the Chicago White Sox. We've cashed unders on this game. It was nice, and then I believe last night I took in the ass. That was very annoying. McKenzie versus Mike Clevenger, who I thought he was making his first start, but no, this is his second. It's 2 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, no strikeouts, 4 walks for Mike Clevenger in his first appearance against the Tampa Bay Rays. So I am concerned. I don't know if he's got it. It took him a really long time to sign, and he signs to the worst team in baseball. I mean, I can't back him here. There's no chance. And McKenzie, though we've talked about him and his UCL, which is hanging on by a thread apparently, and he's pitching great. He's still doing his things. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, and a 2-1 victory against the Tigers. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs against the Astros at the Astros. So shout to McWinsey here. I lean him, and again, it's just too juice for me to bet it. Maybe a team total even for the Guardians. McWinsey?
What? I don't get it.
He wins. McWinsey.
Lame. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
So money line market in this game, 79% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Guardians here. Not surprising. Opened up at a minus 155 at Bet Online. Only moved to minus 158. We got up to minus 165 at one point, so that's interesting. On the other side, Bovada had this opening up at a minus 164, now up to minus 170. Yeah, I don't want any action on this game either. These games are tough today. 76% of the bets, 65% of the money on the over in this game. Was a juiced 7.5, and now it's all 8s across the board. So very interesting. Yeah, I think this could be an over game, a sneaky over game if the White Sox, the White Sox can hit off McKenzie especially, but I think the Guardians get some runs off of Clevenger. I don't want to make a move on this game, but I do think a team total could be alive here. Dabby, what do you think?
It would be over. If I was betting this game, I would go over. I'm not interested in betting on over 1 with the White Sox and 2 with the Guardians. Rance said it. They're not hitting right now. They're cold. But you look at McKenzie, man. We talked about McKenzie earlier in the year. Whether he's completely healthy or not, one leading indicator for if he's healthy or not is going to be walks with any pitcher. You want to look at, what's their command look like? This fool has 21 walks and only 34 innings pitched right now. That is not good. I mean, that is a problem right there. I'll say it again. He's got 21 walks and just 34 innings pitched. So I just can't trust McKenzie if I was looking at a side. Obviously, I would only be on Cleveland, but I can't trust him. And he hasn't been getting through 5 innings. So I really think this is going to be a bullpen game for both of these teams. Even if Clevenger does pitch good, it's his second start, right? So he doesn't have that extended game in his repertoire yet. I think we're looking at bullpens. I think it's over, but I'm not betting this game. And Joey said only 50 likes. We got 163 in here right now on YouTube. 287 if you count YouTube and Twitter. So it's growing. 163 is close. If you guys get out there and share it, we'll probably get the horses today. So we appreciate you guys. But we're not running them unless you hit the likes also. So get 200 people in here and smash that like.
What Dabby Cab said there. I'll write down a Cleveland team total. 4.5. I don't love that at minus 110 there, but we'll see. I just think that Clevenger is vulnerable today. And I will come back to that at the end of the program. All right, keeping it rolling here. We've got Reds, Gigantes here. Nick Lodolo versus Mason Black on the bump. Mason Black, second start of the year, 4 1/3, 8 hits, 5 earned runs against the Philadelphia Phillies. Nick Lodolo is coming for that best lefty crown. And we've talked about a little bit in the show here. He's very good. He's coming off of a rough start, but that was against the Orioles. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs. The Orioles are very good. Who would have thought? And then pitched against the Padres, 7 innings, 1 hit ball, 1 home run allowed there, 1 earned run, 5-2 victory there, I should say. Minus 132 is, again, a little cheap for them here. But let's talk about the market in this game, and then we'll pass it to Dabby Cab. We'd love to hear, again, everyone's thoughts in the chat. As always, 70% of the bets, 82% of the money on the Reds. It's fucking crazy. All these games today seemingly have, all the bets and the money on one side here today. This opened up at a minus 110. Good God. This opened at minus 110 at Bet Online, all the way up to minus 135. That's crazy. Bovada, Open this at minus 118. This is all the way up to minus 142. Well, it seems like, yeah, the Reds were the side here, but this got way too juice for me. What do you think, Tabby?
I wish I could go back and get that minus 118 for the Reds. I wish I could go back and get a first 5 too. I mean, but you wish in one hand, shit in the other, and tell me what weighs more. Mason Black's only got one start. It was not good. And then the pitching matchup obviously goes to the Reds. We just look across the board here. Let me pull this up 1 second. Sorry, I should already have this up. Come on, load. There we go. That's going to say the only reason I don't like getting behind the Reds, they're sitting at 212 right now as a team batting average, 291 on base percentage. Just can't score. But if there's a game to back the Reds, it's this one right here against the Giants, because I don't trust the Giants to really score either. Giants hitting 240 as a team, which is a little higher than I actually thought it would be. But neither team has a reliable bullpen here. I think Cincinnati is the play here. Like you said, we got priced off of it.
Yeah, I agree. We got priced out of it.
See what no action for me. Shout out to our guy Nutflush in the chat. Anything he says on the Giants is gold. So
the Giants believe in Mason Black, is what he's saying. So it's very interesting. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for asking. No, I'm laughing at Josh. He answered my question. Thank you for asking my question, answering my question, Josh.
And, I did think about that as well, Josh. I did think, I was like, how much would that shit weigh?
More than the wish.
I guess Dabby is right. It would weigh more than the wish. And then I thought about having a piece of shit in my hand, and then I went on a different path there. But yeah, shout out to Nutflush. We'll have our eyes on Mason Black going forward then. Maybe an under kind of game here as well. I don't know if I talked about the under market in this game, but I'm seeing this total opening up at an 8, but it was minus 125 to the under there. And even with that, 73% of the bets and 66% of the money on the over, we're seeing 7.5 across the board now. So another stay off game for me. I probably lean under though, and I'd be interested to see what Mason Black will be doing this year, especially with Nutflush Allen's potentially seal of approval, even though it's not really his; it's more the Giants. All right. Let's go to the next game. And Dabby, remind me. I have something to tell you about my evening today.
Yo, what the fuck, Nate? Get your phone out of your pocket and stop hitting people's messages. I look down at my phone right now where I've got this on, and it says AOD was hidden by Nasty Nate. Justin 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 was hidden by Nasty Nate. Take your fucking phone out of your pocket and stop banning people.
Fucking Nate. That's funny. Yeah, Nate, be careful, I guess. I can't see all that on my StreamYard, obviously. So
look on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you for checking on YouTube. And by the way, Ron Crawford, I saw his spreadsheet KBO plays starting to heat up again. But he posted one yesterday. I don't know the result went, but posted one yesterday. Posted them today. NC Dinos for him there. And shout out to you, Nasty. Obviously, we know we're not doing it on purpose, so don't worry.
That doesn't make it okay. Turn your phone off if it's in your pocket. How about that?
I don't know. You and Nate figure that out. You guys handle that. Cardinals Brewers. It's a crazy line. I think a little bit too inflated on Freddie Peralta, but he's been solid this year, so I can't really talk shit. He lost his first game of the year last time out, 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs against the Cubs, but his team didn't score anything, so it was still a good start for him. He just didn't get any run support. These two teams have faced each other already, and these two pitchers have faced each other already as well. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned runs for Kyle Gibson. 6 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs for Freddie Peralta, and a 2-1 victory in 10 innings for the Milwaukee Brewers in that start. Again, now we're getting there was a low start, low total that time, and now we're getting a minus 170 for him now. I think that's just aggressive, to say the least. Market 86% of the bets and 73% of the money on the fucking Brewers. Can we just stop all betting one side? Shit. Or if we can bet on one side, can the markets move the other way?
It's so frustrating, bro. It's because there's nobody that's like it. When we look at the market, I think it's so different in baseball than it is in other sports because there's not a lot of public people just running out there to bet baseball, in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? Especially not the Brewers and Cardinals game. If you're not a fucking St. Louis Cardinals fan or a Brewers fan and you're betting this game, you're probably somebody who gambles every day. That doesn't mean you're good at it, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. With all the other sports going on, no, I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm kind of excited for those other sports to end. So maybe we can get the fucking slapdicks to start betting some baseball. But yeah, I don't want any action on this game either, guys. Unfortunately, let's talk about the markets in the total here before we move on. And I feel like I'm as you guys have heard in the beginning of the show, I'm a little sick, so I'm hanging on by a thread. And the longer this show goes, the more I feel like I'm dying. But again, I do have something I'm doing tonight, and I will tell you about that at the end of the program. 71% of the bets, 65% of the money on the over in this game. And it was juiced minus 120 to the over 7.5, and now just minus 115. So fuck this game. I'm off. It's been annoying. Just markets and shit today, but we'll see. I only have one official betting so far, and that's pretty rare for me, as you know, Daddy Cap. Texas Rangers, Colorado Rockies. Who the fuck cares? Ryan Feldner sucks balls. His last start, 5 earned runs against the Pirates at the Pirates. Pitched shockingly well. I have him going 8 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs against the Miami Marlins. Was shocked to see that. But I just don't have any confidence in him at all. And then we've got Andrew Heaney, who is on a mini heater. Now, were those last 2 games against the Oakland A's and the Washington Nationals? Yes, but I think both those teams are pretty good this year. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. One of them earned for Heaney against the Oakland A's at the A's, and then against the Nationals, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, and a 1-0 loss against the Nationals there. I don't trust them in Coors. We're getting a 10.5 here. We've seen 9.5. I would just say keep betting unders because this Rockies team sucks. But let's talk about the markets first before we do anything hasty. 85% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Rangers. Again, just continuing the theme of today. They opened up at minus 155, or excuse me, minus 154. We're seeing minus 150 now. Minus 161 at Bovada. It opened up at minus 175. Now it's minus 159. I mean, I guess the Rockies are live here, but I don't want to move on this game at all here. Shout out to Ron Crawford, by the way. Spreadsheet play of the day. Arizona plus 152. Got a good catcher with the Nationals last night as well. Shout out to you, Ronnie Crawford. We have to honor Ronnie as we tend to do here. And the LG Twins one, of course. Shout out to you, Ron. But Dabby, take it away.
Man, the more you got to move this, game because the more I sit here, I'm thinking Barry Smith might be right. Do we take the Rangers here at 1.5? Feltner has been terrible. Opponent's batting average at home against him is hitting right around 300. I don't have the number in front of me, but it's right around 300, which is, I mean, that's terrible. I don't know what to say. And Andrew Heaney doesn't have a win yet on the season. So could he go get his first win? And right now the Rangers have 2 starters left. I know a lot of people are giving a little bit of hate towards the Rangers, but you know, as much shit as I talk about their pitching staff, they don't have anybody left. Everybody is on the DL. What's DL? Still on the DL. Scherzer's on the DL. I mean, the Rangers are just run through with pitching. They've got Heaney and Lorenzen left as their only 2 starters. I guess you can consider John Gray one of them, but they want him out of the bullpen also. So as one of your only 2 starters left here for the Rangers, I think this is a game the team needs to get behind him and win. I like the Rangers run line here.
Well, if you weren't on screen with me right now, Dabby, I'd think that Barry Smith's your burner. 1.5 and minus 3.5 for good old Barry Smith.
I'm gonna say this right now. Any grown man that needs a burner to say something to somebody else is a pussy, okay? Because I will say whatever it is right to your face from my account, no fucks given.
Shout out to Dave Rogers, wherever you are. I love the king of the alleged burner, Dave Roger. I do. I don't know why he's the one that gets blamed all the time, but it is now fun to blame.
If I was a burner, it would be Barry. That definitely would have been me last year in there on the chat, right? Yeah.
No, I know. Don't you worry. I know. But shout out to Barry. I'd love for Barry to come to a Public Palooza, punch me right in the face for losing him all the money. But I'd say hello and give him a nice big hug.
Hey, I looked down at
Next
170.
game.
I looked down and I saw 170 just a second ago. You guys are close, man. Hit that share button. Go to Pub Sports Radio and retweet it. We'll get there. I think it's coming.
Goodness, Bumbleclot is saying that Bruce Bochy should be fired. Respect to you, Bumbleclot.
Bro,
Dodgers,
I'm pretty
Padres.
sure he's the only reason the Rangers won the World Series.
That is fact. James Paxton, who is pitched not great this year, but good enough to have a 4-0 record. So shout out to him. This is, the reason no one talks about pitcher wins is exactly what was represented by Andrew Heaney and James Paxton. Andrew Heaney's 0-4, and he's just coming off of back-to-back amazing starts. James Paxton's 4-0, and he's coming off of 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run. Good start. And 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting game here. And we're talking about Waldron, who we faded very frequently on this show. Very frequently on this show, we faded Waldron. We faded him last time. That was cool. One of the nice, easy bets we've had here. He gave up 8 runs, 7 of them earned against the Diamondbacks. Just a knuckleball, man. It gives and it takes. And I just really don't think we should back a guy until he's proven himself with that knuckleball. And Waldron's been kind of hit or miss this year, as it tends to be. Justin McElvey stacks play today on the over 9 in this game. Let's talk about the market, and we'll talk about the total first in this game. 77% of the bets and 88% of the money on the over, and it is soaring up. 8.5 is what this opened up. Now 9.5. So Justin McKelvey fucking moving lines out there. I see you, Justin. I see you. This opened up at a 9 at Bovada. Now it's at 9.5. So even if you don't like bet online openers, you can get that Bovada one. And friends at Bookmaker as well opened this at 8.5. Juice to be over. Went to the minus 125, got up to 9, and now is a 9.5 in this game as well. Very interesting. A Dodgers team total now does not seem so bad. It is, Jesus, they don't want you to bet that. Minus 145 Dabby Cab for me for a 4.5.
You're betting
Jesus.
that?
No, that's what I'm being offered. Christ, that's crazy. I'm staying off this game, but it does seem like this should be an over kind of game, Dabby. What do you think?
I am on the over, so I agree with that. But I'm on the first 5 over 5 here. You look at these two teams. They're 3-2 to the over right now on the season. They've been averaging combined 9.1 runs per game, so they're right there where the total is. My thing is here, I think the Padres are coming into form, especially their lineup. That was a big walk-off win for them at home against, their rivals, the Dodgers last night. Bigger for them than it would have been for the Dodgers. And I think they put up some runs here for me today. And if the Padres can just give me a few in the first 5 innings or a couple in the first 5 innings, I trust the Dodgers to go get the rest of them for me. So give me the first 5 over 5. There it is.
Yeah, Barry, I would agree with the underlook if the market wasn't just dramatically just soaring up. If this opened up at a 9, and again, if we got to an 8.5, I'd be again more interested in it. But at this point, I'd probably be over or nothing. It's gone up to 9.5, so I can understand why you look under. It's gone up a full run from where it opened, so I get it. But no action for me here. I think the Dodgers win, and I would definitely be on like a team total or something like that. Justin McKelvey got a great number on the 9, and Dabby on the first 5 over 5 here. So you guys are correlating. How nice. Two games left on our board. I do not want to talk about this Royals-Angels game. I love TJ to death, but I was fucking furious watching it last night, and it was just 1-0. I had the over, and I was like, oh my God, what a disaster this is. And I was like, Griffin Canning, Jimmy's guy tossing a gem, Alec Marsh off the IL dominating. I was like, holy shit, how is this happening? I was like, this is disgusting. So I don't want to watch these teams play. I hope the Royals just win and dominate. But I just didn't want to move on this game either. Now, I'm sure that everyone might be a little disappointed in these breakdowns today, but it's just a disgusting, disgusting slate as we've been talking about. Market in this game, 65% of the bets, 65% of the money on the Royals in this game. And this line opened up at minus 133, and it's just gone up. Now almost minus 160. That's on Bet Online. Bovada has it at minus 160 now, opened up at minus 142. Again, that's just kind of the theme of the day. Just kind of the theme of the day. There's big favorites. Everyone's on those favorites, and the line's moving towards those favorites. So I just can't. I don't want to bet those spots. No action for me, Dabby. What do you think?
Today is one of those days where you might fucking take something like the Rangers and the Royals and put them together. Shout out to our hip to be square play of the day, because these lines, they're putting them, minus 140, minus 150, minus 160. It's a bunch of lines right here where you can't bet the money line. Do you want to take a run line? It's that type of day. That's what you mean when you say it's a tough slate. Like the teams that are favored.
And I don't bet those.
Yeah, and it's hard. There's not a lot of dogs that look good today. I think that's what the problem with the card is. Not that I'm not that I'm somebody who's big on dogs. Never have been, but this is a tough game, man. Raggins has been pitching pretty good this year. I don't expect anything out of the Angels. I don't trust the Angels lineup under, and I'm not a huge under better, but I think I'd go under if I was going to bet this game.
Under for Dabby. Rance likes the under in this game. I'm off. Let's go to our last game, who features Joey Estes on the bump now. I was like, who the fuck is Joey Estes? And we haven't seen him this year. That's why. 6 starts in the minors. None of them, well, that's a lie, actually. He's had a pretty good outings, but none of them really will knock your socks off, I guess. He had a 5-inning shutout performance, great. But he followed 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs with 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned there. Those were his last 2 starts. Doesn't inspire confidence. And now he's going up against Bryce Miller, who we all know is the best maybe he has the best fastball in the league. Him and Yamamoto is disgusting. And these numbers won't surprise anyone. 97% of the bets, 97% of the money on Seattle here. What will surprise people is that this opened up at minus 220. It's now down to minus 212. So very interesting. Bovada had this opening up at minus 230, now down to minus 220. So interesting, but definitely not enough to get me to move on the A's here. I lean A's because again, I think minus 200 is a little excessive because I think the A's are a pretty good squad here again. So no action for me here again, unfortunately. Dabby, what do you think?
I guess if you could get the Mariners team total at 4, I wouldn't hate that. And that's a team that doesn't score a lot. I understand that, but you look at the totals for the Mariners. I had this in front of me just a second ago. On the season, pretty much here it is. 25 out of 39 games have gone under the total, which is just crazy. But there's been a shift here at home. The last 4 games at home for the Mariners have gone over that total. So, I think I kind of lean towards the over here. Maybe a first 5 over, maybe a full game over, or a Seattle Mariners team total over. I won't bet it, but that's where I'd be.
All right, Dabby, let's recap our action here. I'm excited to tell you that I'm going to be moving on the Cubs here.
Okay.
Officially, I'll be on the Cubs full game money line here. Why am I moving on the Cubs now? Obviously, I only have 1 bet in, so that helps. But this line now minus 112. So it's gone back up to the Cubs here. And it makes me feel better, honestly. It just really does. It makes me feel better that the line's moving their direction now. Again, I'll tell you the market here is 50-50 ticket split. but 79% of the money on the Cubs. So bigger bets on them. Total 78% of the bets and 63% of the money on the over in this game. And the total, like we mentioned, it was 6.5. It's back up to 7s everywhere. Interesting. So, Dad, did you move on that game?
Cubs?
Yeah, the Cubs. Did you move on that game at all?
No, I haven't yet. And it's driving me crazy right now sitting here looking at it. I'm looking at the bets that I do have in. What I do have in, I got the Phillies team total over 4 at even money. Since I took that just like 30 minutes ago, it's moved to -110, so I like that. I've got the Braves team total over 3.5 at -131. I went ahead. Let me go ahead and pull this up because I'm going to take it. I like to put my bet in right now. Sorry, guys.
No, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I got to do it right now. I'm going to take the Rangers on the run line. Let's see.
I have to do it right during the show because after the show, I need 20 minutes of by myself alone decompression time. And I cannot look at lines and all that stuff. So I need like 20 minutes to do it. Yeah. I mean, that's obviously what I do as well. But yes, I need that just solitary confinement for 20 minutes.
So I'm going to take the Rangers on the run line. Looks like it's going to be -105. 1 second. Let me actually put it in.
Everyone in the chat, say goodbye to Helga. She's getting her hair did right now. Bye, Helga.
Bye, Helga. Next time, take Jose
Dabby
to
Cab
get
says
his hair
bye.
did too.
Dabby Cab also says next time to take me so I can get my hair did. She laughed, so congratulations. Yes, and I'm 80% of the money on the Cubs, Barry. 50% of the tickets. So I feel better about it. Yes, your hair is going to look great.
Okay, so only other thing I didn't say, Dodgers, San Diego. God, I can't talk. The Padres Dodgers first 5 over 5. Jesus Christ, that was hard to get out for some reason.
Kelly asking me what Helga looks like. What do you want me to fucking do? Fucking describe her? Follow me on Instagram at Jose Bouquet. You'll see.
Oh, it's like when I was in Vegas and I did the live stream and I was like, oh man, our waitress is hot. They were like, everyone's like, let me see. I'm like, what do you mean let you see? You want me to like just turn the I did it. I was like, okay, here you go.
Helga's gone, unfortunately, guys. Kelly, she's gone. But if you want to, she used to do a show on pop culture.
What?
Funny. Yeah, she and her friends did a bachelor show on pop culture for a season. So shout out to them. Yeah, it was okay. It was basically just their reason to get together on a Friday, have a bottle of wine, and just get lit while I just watch them just do it. And it's just, it's funny. And Barry, I'm obviously vigorously beating my meat in those 20 minutes alone. Barry, vigorously. But it's nice to see you always, Barry. So I'm going to stick with 2 plays. Yes, like this. Just like this. And hopefully it hits me in the chest.
Stop, dude. Jesus Christ.
So the last 2 are the only 2 plays for me here today. 2 money lines, keeping it simple, I guess. Rays money line +103. I'd call that my best bet of the day. And then Cubs -112, full game money line. Fuck you, Paul Skenes and Livy Dunn. Suck my dick. Though I hope he does go 6-inning shutout. It's 0-0, and then the bullpen blows it from there. That is my ideal scenario for him because I want him to do well. It'd be cool for the Pirates to have 2 really good pitchers now. It'd be cool. All right, Dabby. Well, thank you as always. My nose is starting to drip vigorously. So thank you so much. I would like to tell you though, Dabby, now that Helga is gone, tonight I get tired of because my friends do game nights and they do board games and shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm fucking tired of this. And I told them I'm gonna make a fucking game for us, and we're gonna play my fucking game that I make. So I made a trivia game for them, Dabby Cab. And I will show you some of the questions and stuff. Now, obviously, I'm not doing like regular trivia because that's kind of boring as well. And
give me some questions.
None of these people watch the show, so I can say this. They're all kind of dumb and they don't know random things. So that wouldn't be very fun. They wouldn't be getting these things right. So instead, I made it very physically active here, Dabby Cab. Very physically active here. So, for example, I have traps set in this as well, where I'm going to make everyone take shots as well, obviously. And, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how all this stuff goes. But that's going to be my evening, Dabby Cab. I'm going to make them do random things, do my bidding. And it's going to be fun. I'm going to have someone bob for apples. That's going to be hilarious just to watch that happen. Yes, that's going to be my evening, Dabby Cab.
2 minutes to get 5 apples? Bro, what? 2 minutes is a long time.
Okay, should I do a minute?
Probably. Maybe even like 45 seconds.
I'll change. Well, I just want, I would like them in the water for as long as they can be, because that's just funny as well. So,
okay.
Oh, I need to add. You're right, Nuclear. I needed to add champing. I need to add champing so I can educate all my friends. But yes, it's going to be a great time. I have all these fucking random challenges. Like I have one of these is like on the screen now is make me a fucking drink.
Listen,
as well.
I'm just going to say this because I know Jimmy would love to argue it. I understand that, like, maybe everyone says that's the proper English verbiage of that, but the bit is the bit is the metal thing that goes in the horse's mouth. So chomping at the bit makes a lot more fucking sense.
Hey, well, apparently
if you've never ridden a horse, they go like this when they got that shit.
This is now, Gabby. While I'm interrupting your champing, I will admit this is the $500 question for one of them, and it is my favorite question here. I'm going to make these fuckers go shot for shot with each other. So it's going to be very fun. And yes, Joey, I basically made a very physical Jeopardy. So I'm very excited about it. And like I said, none of the people that I'm going to do these things watch my shows, obviously, because they're ungrateful assholes. Whoever knows, they're dicks. But I can show this answers and questions to you guys. And I wanted to see what you guys thought. And it helps me, Dabby, because now I'm going to change that to a minute. But yeah, what are you going to do tonight?
Smoke some weed and bet some baseball.
All right. Well, Dabby, I'd rather have your night a little bit, but I'm going to enjoy making people do my bidding here. So it's going to be very fun. It's going to be very fun. So I'm sorry if none of you guys in the chat care, but I'm excited. I'm excited. So I had to share with you guys. Dabby, thank you so much for joining me and Nuke. No, don't worry. We're all graduated from college at this point, but they're still fucking idiots. Nuke, VP, Von Polo. Oh, UFC's at 4. I didn't know that. Joey, Nunya, Silent Rob. Yeah, it might be a waterboarding party. Who knows? Christopher Tatum, Barry, Kelly, Brian, Rance, Ricky Bobby, Justin, Nasty Nate. I'm glad your phone's out of your pocket. Ron, all you guys. Josh Lower. Thank you guys all for watching the program. As always, Dabby. Let's have a fucking day. I want 2-0 today. I'm going to a nice, easy, clean my hands of it.
I have more bets than you?
Yeah, 2.
What?
Yeah, you're a weirdo now.
You're going to win. You're going to go 2-0 today, and then you're going to keep your
I know. It's going to be disgusting. I'm going to go 2-0 today and be like, oh, my goodness.
You're going 2-0 today. I feel it.
Daryl Turner is asking me a question here. He said, I thought I supported San Antonio Sports like the Spurs. Why haven't you supported the Brahmas? Daryl, here's a great question or a great answer to that. Because I don't give a flying fuck about the fucking United Football League, whatever the fuck they're calling it. I have not watched a second.
I don't even know what that is.
If I'm not going to watch the NBA playoffs, yeah, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. The Rocks Football League is what I call it. If I'm not going to watch NBA playoffs, I'm not going to fucking watch the fucking Brahmas. So I love the question, Daryl. I don't even support the Spurs that much, but it's because who the fuck cares about the fucking UFL? Who the fuck cares? But thank you, Daryl, for the support and being here. I appreciate you. Dabby, let's get out of here, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll see you on Medicate Monday. I'll be on Medicate Monday as well. Hopefully I'm not as sick or as nasally. I sound like fucking Lois Griffin right now.
Hey,
but
we hit 198 last week. 2 more people, and we're going to do the $50 giveaway. And I've already got to do another giveaway because the 19 home runs was guessed in the chat. So somebody did hit it.
Oh! Wow.
Happened.
Who did it?
The YouTube name and the chat name isn't the same, so I'm not exactly sure who it is. I'll have to go look again. But 2 people got it, Jose. Not just 1. 2 people got it.
Wow. Did you make them guess the home run hitter too?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Which sucks. We'll
That's why they got it.
One person who didn't hear that they didn't have to guess the home run hitter put Ohtani in 20, and they were 1 off. Ohtani did hit a home run, and 19 was the number.
Well, that is very funny. So, Dabby, when we start caring about the UFL, that's when we have to invite Nunya on screen because he's a Birmingham Barons. What the fuck are they called? The Birmingham Elite. He's a fan of their football team, and he's a UFL guy. So we'll have you, Nunya, on to cap the UFL when we care about it, Nunya. So don't hold your breath, though. Unfortunately for that, don't hold your breath about us caring about that fucking league. All right, enjoy Paul Skenes Day. Enjoy Liddy Dunn Day, everyone. We're out. Say hey, and we'll see you guys next time.